It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
We got some questions answered today. Oh, they fixed this. They fixed this. Nice, nice. Yeah, one of the bugs that people have been complaining about all day long is the complete missions on the Guardians and Shell special event map has been stuck at 14, but they fixed it, so that's great. Very common question is, how much glory points does it take to get to level 40? We don't really know, but the assumption is we should be able to get to level 10 in each chapter. We are in chapter 1 right now. We should be able to get to level 10, no problem. So we're already at level 10. We should be able to get to level 11. Another common question that I'm getting, very common actually, is the chapters. Okay, what happens with the chapters? Well, we know already kind of how this was going to work, but I want to share with you this little screen grab from the official Ninja Turtles blog. After a chapter unlocks, it remains available till the end of the Guardians and a half shell event. Check the timer on the chapter to see the time remaining till the chapter unlocks. The timer on the already unlocked chapter indicates when the event in this chapter will end. So taking a look back at these 5 chapters. All right, very common question that I'm getting a lot is, what actually happens when the chapters rotate? Well, first and foremost, the chapter 1 event ends, right? The Guardians and a Half Shell Part 1 ends. So you want to make sure to knock out any quests in here that you can. Things like completing the tasks on the event map, like logging in. The pizza code, I think, is the one where you want to fight every boss on the map at least once. And I still do recommend fighting every boss on the map at least once. Though, if you're trying to rank up your relics, go right ahead and fight them as many times as you want. Additionally, these little tasks right here, these little mini tasks, there's 5 per day. I believe those will disappear at the end of chapter 1 and the beginning of chapter 2. The chapters themselves unlock the relics. Okay, so we have the Medallion of Prosperity and the Material Seeker right now. The chapter 2 story will give us the Scroll of Mastery. Okay, and the Scroll of Mastery is the one that increases the rewards for chains of successful battles in the Brawl. And then, of course, the third chapter unlocks the mutagenic cube for the Turtle Festival or whatever. And then finally, chapter 4, we get the change spray unlocked. And those stick around until the end. They stick around until the end of the event. All of them stick around. Another question that was posed that I think that I actually misspoke about, something that I said that I shouldn't have said, was that the Ninja Turtle artifacts are not going to be available. They're not going to be available after the event ends. Like, you can only get the Ninja Turtle artifacts during the event. This is not the case. The Ninja Turtle artifacts are going to be in the artifact chest and buyable with artifact coins from now on. Of course, this is the Facebook and web version of the game. Mobile is a different story altogether, but the artifacts are not going to be exclusive. The exclusive items for the Ninja Turtles, the exclusive items are the red items. It looks like that we do get them out of the Brawl shop. And again, huge shout out to Colin from Hero Wars Guide for sharing this with me. I want to share a piece of information about this. There has been some speculation that the quantity and the actual items in here are not accurate. And I agree. Some of these just don't seem right. There is some overlap with the Brawl shop, for example, with the current Ninja Turtle shop. There are some items in both, and they're way cheaper in the Brawl shop. Also, the Brawl shop appears to be using Ninja Turtle coins. The assumption is this is going to change over to Brawl coins, that there's going to be a new Brawl currency. And while we're at it, the same thing can be said for the Festival shop, which was also data mined by Hero Wars Guide. There are some strange things in here, like 1 coin for 50 Outland coins, 1 special event coin for 50 Outland coins. That seems a little small. The community manager reached out to me directly after I made my video yesterday about the red items, saying that while these shops are a thing, they do exist, and I am somewhat right. The data mined information is somewhat correct. There's a lot of things that are placeholders, and some of the currencies are not accurate. So things might change in these 2 shops. We also have on the blog the best teams for the Path of the 4. We are continuing to update this as we go. We are up to level 250. We have a confirmed kill on level 250 with 50 buffs. This blog post is going to be updated a lot. It's going to be updated anytime I can find a new team, especially a team with lesser buffs. We're going to get them going. Very common question that I'm getting: how many buffs does it take to get to whatever level rank? You can see that all the way up to level 250, Okay, to get to level 250, which is you start at level 130, almost 200 buffs. It takes 195 buffs to get to level 250. Okay, 195. You take that number, you divide it by 5. Okay, you multiply that number by 3 and then that number by 6, and that's how much metal that you need to get. How many attempts that you need to get. Of course, that number is adjusted if you have the relic leveled up, but there you go. We have 15 boss fights, level 260, all the way up to level 400. We have 15 boss fights left, and if they all cost 50 or more buffs, which you can assume that they do all cost 50 or more buffs, at minimum 50 times 15, we're looking at 750 buffs plus the 195 that we have already. We're looking at over 1,000 buffs. Over 1,000 buffs. That's a lot. It's a lot. Now remember, it's not 1,000 buffs. It's it's actually 1,000 divided by 5. It's 200. Technically, it's buying 200 buffs, right? But there are 3 pieces of metal for each buff, and so there's some math there, and it's gonna slide based on how high up you have your relics leveled up. I have a 5-star material seeker. Do as I say, not as I do, okay? I recommend people not leveling up the material seeker this high on day 2. I do not recommend it whatsoever. The daily charge is the best use of money towards energy that exists. It's the best use. If you have a guild that's buying bundles, obviously getting free energy is the better use. You have the adventure energy bundles that you can buy. 19 bucks gets you 60, but this is actually better. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18, 25, 31, 61. 61 energy, $9. 61 energy and some emeralds for $9. This does reset every single day. Or you can buy the bundle. You can buy the bundle for $19 and get 60. Double the price, over double the price, 19, and your guild gets one as well. 6,000 emeralds versus, you're not getting as many emeralds here. You're just strictly not getting 6,000 emeralds here. And that's where the breakpoint is. The daily charge is probably the best thing to buy. It's the best dollar per pizza energy that exists. Arian Florence says, am I not waiting for pickaxes? So you should wait for pickaxes. If you want Ninja Turtle Soul Stones, you should not use any metals. You should not get any metals. You should not fight any of the sub-bosses for any extra metals. And that does mean not ranking up the Dojo of Mastery or Dojo of whatever. That also means that you can't really get deep in the Path of the 4 boss fight. But if you want the highest opportunity to get Ninja Turtle Soul Stones, you need to save all of your pizza energy for Chapter 4 and Chapter 5. That's when the treasury goes live. In Chapter 4, all of the mini bosses will award you a pick on top of the metal, on top of the currency. So you'll get 3 rewards for every mini boss instead of just 2. And then you can then you can go back in, level up any relic that you want, fight all these bosses that you want in Chapter 4, right? They're still all going to be there. That's why I say, do as I say, not as I do. Because obviously what I'm doing here, I'm doing it for the sake of content. I'm literally being inefficient on purpose for the sake of content. How did you get that absolute star? Joshin, I'm a YouTuber. I've been doing YouTube videos for Hero Wars for coming up on 6 years. And they knew that if they gave me an opportunity to showcase the Ninja Turtles, I could hype them up, and I think that I successfully hyped them up. Hi Charlie, what is the recommendation to leave the turtles at in terms of star and wait for the last chance pack? So first of all, okay, so we don't have any confirmation that the last day bundle is coming to Hero Wars, either on mobile or on Facebook and web. And for those of you that are curious what I'm talking about, this right here is the last day bundle for Facebook and web for the Lara Croft event. On the last day, you could spend $50 and get 300 soul stones. So there is a strategy. There is a strategy that you don't buy the golden ticket for the Path to Glory. You don't buy the golden ticket for the Path to Glory. You get the 20 soul stones for the free-to-play side. You buy the last day pack if it exists. And then all you need to do is get 130 soul stones out of the treasury. Okay, it'll save you about $40 if you do it that way. If the last day pack has 300 soul stones for the Ninja Turtles, and if it's $50, it might be more, it might be less. We don't have any confirmation that they're going to have a last day pack for the Ninja Turtles. They probably. It cost me, I did a video about it. I think it cost me something like 60,000 emeralds to get 230 some odd soul stones for Lara Croft at a future event. And That is less than $50 worth of emeralds. But it wasn't 300 soul stones either.